Hello and welcome to Chair Yoga Plus. Notice I'm standing today to begin our practice because we're going to swing, shift, and settle into our pose. Coming to our mountain, our first pose, we want our arms at our side. Tuck the chin ever so slightly, roll the shoulders down towards your hips. Maybe give them a little squeeze and lift through your heart. And notice the weight in your feet. Notice how breathing inward and upward lifts a little of that weight out of your feet. And as you exhale, more weight goes into your feet. See if you can notice it. It's ever so subtle. Inhale, lift, exhale, and relax. Let's add the shoulders. Inhale, the shoulders come up. Exhale, the shoulders go down. Do you notice the feet? And then pause in mountain pose. Turn the palms forward and back, rotating the arms here. Notice anything you feel in the shoulders and chest and back. And then pause. We're going to take it to a step out, and step back. Now, if you want to use the chair for some stability, it's right there for us to use. And then let's take it to the other side. So we step out. You could turn towards your chair and step out. Just shifting our weight from foot to foot and then come back to center. Notice once again, even weight in the feet as you lift your arms up. Thumbs are facing backwards and we lengthen the body. On the exhale, let's release them down. Inhale up. Exhale down. On your next inhale, hold the arms, but keep the breath natural. Press palm to palm. We're going to take crescent stretch here. So we lift and then we lean to one side, bumping the hip out a little bit. And notice the shift of weight now from one foot to the other as we lean into that side of the body. And then we'll inhale nice and tall and take it over to the other side. Stretching into the side body, bump the hip out a little. Notice the weight in the feet. And then inhale back up, exhale and release the hands down, evening out your weight in both feet. Roll the shoulders. And roll them in the opposite direction. And then here, you can place one hand on the chair. We're just going to lift one knee and then the other as if you were marching. If you don't need the chair, you can work on your balance also. Notice how we shift our weight into the standing leg and then lift the opposite knee. Shift and lift. Shift and lift. Breathing naturally. And if you aren't breathing naturally, maybe you just shift your weight without lifting the knee. And then come to mountain. We're going to come back to that step out again. We're going to step out. Maybe use the arms this time to push out, bend into that knee, and step back. Out and back. Swinging the arms adds a little more shift in our body weight. And we'll take it to the other side. So I'm going to step away a little bit so I can swing my hands on the other side. Good. and back and pause. And then swing the arms forward and back, loosening up in the upper body. And then we'll step the feet nice and wide here. Soft knees, and you're going to take your arms to one side and then the other. So make sure if you're using your chair, you're facing your chair so you don't hit it. That's always good, not to hit the chair, right? And pause. Whatever leg's nearest your chair now, you're going to bend into that knee. Turn the toes towards the chair. Take the other foot back, maybe turn it out at a 45-degree angle. We're going to come into side angle here, hand on the chair or on your thigh or your forearm on your thigh. You choose. The other arm's going to come down towards the floor. We're going to take it back, stretch it back, up, over our head, and back down. So it's making this circle, palm out, and then the palm turns towards you at the top. Palm out, turn the palm towards you as you bring it down towards the bent knee. And then we'll come to hold and settle into this pose right here. Breathe. Reach a little further. On the exhale, bring the hand down. Straighten the front leg, step it into mountain pose. We'll do that all on the other side. So we step the feet wide, we turn one foot out. Now you might be facing your chair like this. Back foot can turn the heel out a little bit. Hand to the chair, hand to your thigh or your forearm. Other arm comes down, we take it back. Palm is facing away from the body. And when it comes up to the top, we turn the palm towards the body and bring it down towards that bent knee. Palm out, palm in. Palm out, palm in. On the next one, we'll hold that arm up, maybe closer to the ear, as we come into our side angle, settling in, equal weight in both feet. And then lifting the hand and the body, step towards your chair and come back into your mountain pose. Notice the body here. So we're going to come into chair pose next. So we'll do a few squats. So we move, hips back and then hips over ankles, hips back. The knees always stay behind the toes. They can move. They do move a little forward, but not past your toes. If you don't need the chair, you could be here or here. And yes, here we are, moving chair. Let's come down into our chair pose and hold, settling in, equal weight in your feet. Arms up if you can, or hover it over your chair. Hips back. And then draw the belly in, draw the ribs towards each other. Notice how that changes your weight in your feet, maybe your stability in the pose. We settle in to chair. And then exhale, come to mountain. We'll do that again. Call it moving chair. Chair to mountain. Chair to mountain. And on our next chair, we're going to stay. Wherever you're at, hold your chair. Settle in. Breathe. The only thing moving is the breath, whatever parts of the body the breath moves here. And then come up nice and tall and release the arms to your side. Mountain once again. Breathing in and breathing out. We're going to take our feet wide now. You can place a hand on the chair. Turn the foot nearest the chair and bend into that knee. Other foot goes back so that we can come into a warrior one pose. Facing the chair, hips towards the chair, shoulders towards the chair. And then even out your weight in your feet. Just rock back and forth a little bit. See how that feels. Make it even and come into warrior one. Just for a breath, and then exhale the hands parallel to the floor. And whatever foot's in the back, that hand's going to make a fist. Brush your ribs and look over your shoulder. And forward again. Now, again, we're moving, so maybe one hand rests on the chair ever so lightly. One more. And then we settle into the pose here or here. Warrior one. Exhale, releasing the hands, step it in and pause in your mountain pose. We'll go to the other side. Bending into the front knee. Back foot is back quite a distance. Nice big step. Hips stay facing the chair. Arms can rest on the chair or come up alongside of your ears. Equal out your weight in your feet. I like to think about pushing the front foot forward and the back foot back as if I'm trying to get a wrinkle out of my mat. Bring your hands down parallel. You can rest one hand on the chair. We're going to draw back the other arm. Look over our shoulder and come forward again. We're not really swinging here, but we are moving in our pose before we come to settle in. Here we are. Settle in, warrior one. Notice the difference between holding the pose and moving in the pose. Exhale, release the hands, step it in, come to your mountain. We're going to do a cat-cow standing today, so hands on your thighs. Drop the shoulders forward, pull the belly button in, and then release it and look up. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you look up. Cat-cow standing. We got one more pose here today, standing. Facing your chair, we're going to come into a lunge. Step one foot back. You want to be on the ball of the foot. Want to be nice and light here. We're going to step that foot in and step it back. Now, if you want to keep the hands on the chair or hovered over the chair, that's good too. On the next one, see if you can lift the knee up and take it back. Notice how you have to really work into that standing leg. And not only that, you have to really lift up through your core. The whole body gets involved here. Take it back and pause in lunge pose. Release and step it forward. Let's do the other side as we move through that back leg. We come into our lunge, hands on the chair or hovered, and just step it in. Notice the weight shift to that front leg. And now here we go. If you want, lift the knee, take it back. Go slow enough that you can control it. Shifting your weight into that front leg and then taking it back. One more. And we will hold in our lunge pose right here. Settle in. Exhale, step it forward. Mountain. And then just shift your hips side to side, releasing. Bringing the breath back to its natural pace here. Maybe taking a good sigh. We're going to come into the chair now. Bringing our chairs in and having a seat. Start by shifting your hips side to side. We're going to come back to the upper body now in the chair. So you want to be sitting about the middle of your chair, well supported. And we'll bring the hands in front of the chest. We take the hands up, turn the palms forward, take them out to the side, back of the hands to your lower back. Look up. Exhale, bring the hands out like big wings here, round into cat, and bring the hands back to the heart, sitting tall. So we expand, inhale, back of the hands to our back, round, hands come out again, and into the chest. One more time. And hands to the heart. Step the feet wide. Place your hands on your thighs, just above your knees, and we'll drop one shoulder forward and lift, and then the other. A little bit of movement of the shoulders here as we swing them forward and back. Shifting our weight from hip to hip, we're going to settle in right here with our next drop of the shoulder forward. Look at your toes and then think about the energy right through the crown of your head as you lengthen through the spine. Then come up and let's bring the other shoulder forward. Look at your toes. Think about the energy in the crown of the head going forward. And exhale, release, roll up. Heel toe the feet into center and rock side to side. Beautiful. So we're going to turn towards one side of our chair. One foot on the side of the chair, the other foot on the outside of the chair. So you want to be where you can hang that knee down and get that stretch into your thigh. So here we are. And then once we're here, we can settle in and lift through the ribs here, keeping the gaze out over the side knee. And then we'll take this to a little movement here. We're going to reach out the outside arm and the outside leg goes back. We lift the thigh up, keep the foot on the floor, and then bring it in. Reach. Make sure you're pushing into the ball of that outside leg and bring it in. Notice the movement. Notice how the weight, when you come forward, goes into that side bent knee and into the ankle and the sole of the foot. And then we're going to hold it. Settle into this side stretch right here. On an exhale, release it. Let's circle that arm. Release any tension in our shoulder. And circle it back. Palm out. And then carefully step the back foot in and turn to the front of the chair. Lift the heels, lift the toes. We'll take it to the other side. So again, we step out to one side of the chair, and I'm about the middle of the chair and a little bit forward so I get a right angle on that side leg. Take the other leg back. The knee can be straight down at first, but you want to be on the ball of the foot because we're going to move here. We're going to reach out and push into the ball of that foot and then bring it back and in. Movement in the arm and the leg. One more, and we'll settle into this pose. And breathe here. Notice the push into the ball of the foot. Notice the weight in the front foot. Maybe even notice any weight you still have in the chair. And then exhale and bring it in. Step that other foot in and let's just circle this outside arm here a few times forward. And then we'll reverse it. And settle. Come to the front of the chair. Sitting now 3/4 of the way in the chair, let's do cat-cow. And then coming into your cow, we're lifting through the chest, our gaze is upward. Maybe take one hand back to the side of the chair, maybe the other. Lift a little higher, squeeze the shoulder blades. Coming into a camel position in the chair. And then settle in and take a few breaths. On an exhale is when you want to release the pose. And settle in now with your feet flat on the earth. Roll your shoulders down your back one more time. Notice how your body feels. So there you have it, the swing, the shift, and the settle of our yoga. Bring your hands to your heart. Maybe close your eyes or look down at your fingertips. And once again, notice the feet on the earth and the hips in the chair and the shoulders down your back. Rub your palms, create some warmth. Hover them over your eyes and just pause and settle into this resting position here. Notice how the body expands and contracts as you breathe. On your next exhale, open the eyes, bring the hands to your heart, and bow to your body for its fabulous work today. Thank you for joining me for this practice of Chair Yoga Plus. Join me again by subscribing so that you get notified about the videos. Namaste.